Jared Clark with Airguns of Arizona. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Daystate high pressure compressor. This compressor is built like a tank, very fine engineering, very beautiful all the way around. It also gives you the ability to have high pressure air really anywhere that you can find electricity. This thing is very robust. It'll give you convenient air whenever you need it, and it is built like a tank. So it can handle any kind of clubs or shooting events or, things that need multiple tanks filled at once. This unit is the unit for that. This unit fills at a rate of 3.5 cubic feet per minute. It is very quick to fill tanks. The unit comes standard with a fan for cooling. This thing is very big, it runs very fast, and it works great. It keeps the unit cooled, it keeps it running as fast as it does without overheating, and it comes wrapped in this nice metal cage to protect you from losing fingers or anything else that could get sucked into that fan. So it's a great feature to have. It helps keep it cool, helps keep you going. And on the other side here, you see another safety cage. It is protecting the rotary belt inside. Also, that's for you. It's just protecting fingers, it's protecting articles of clothing. It's just built to be used. So they want to make it as safe as possible. They want to make it as friendly to use for the end consumer as possible. So those are great features that it has. It utilizes a 3 horsepower motor and 4 stages of compression. So this thing is serious business. It'll start filling tanks and it'll keep going. I mean, it is built very well. It is Italian made, and everything about this just screams top of the line quality. The compressor itself is oil cooled, so there is oil in there along with the fan that helps cool the unit. That's just great because, it allows you to keep running it. You're not going to overheat this unit. You can fill multiple tanks at once. You can fill the same tank over and over if you want, but the unit itself will not overheat on you. It is built very well, and there's those 2 devices in there that can guarantee that you won't overheat the unit. On top of the compressor here, you can see the cooling coils. That's what the oil runs through to help keep the unit from overheating. Nice feature to have, once again, just a fail-safe. When you have a piece of equipment this robust, that's moving this fast, you really need every single thing you can to make sure that it's gonna run like it's supposed to. So the cooling, the moisture traps, the blow-off valve, everything about this unit is done so top of the line that it is just made to be used and not really have to worry about any kind of danger or any kind of liability that it's involved with this amount of pressure. The unit itself has a nice glycerin-filled gauge up top here. The liquid inside is just helps for a more accurate reading, and it's nice and big here, easy to see. It's listed in bar and PSI, so it really makes it easy to read when you're filling, and you know exactly where you're at. Right below that, you will see one of the 2 bleeder valves. These are traps that are built into the unit to collect moisture. So as air runs through it and it's compressing and moisture is getting collected, it'll hit this one first. This trap will fill up. And then if there is any residual moisture, this second trap, right before it goes to the line, it'll start to build up in there. The unit itself does recommend that you bleed it every 10 to 15 minutes of runtime, just to prevent both of those traps from getting too much moisture in them and starting to go into the hose. So basically every 10-15 minutes, come by, just blast both of those real quick. A lot of water will come out, and it'll come out quick because it's under so much pressure. But just get those a quick blast, continue filling, and you have nothing to worry about. This unit has a replaceable cartridge style filter as well as an intake filter right here to make sure that the air coming in gets passed through a filter, it goes through the condensation filters, and then the cartridge filter as well. You want to make sure that this area right here, the hole where it comes in, you just make sure it's clean and clear. You don't really want anything getting in there obstructing this at all, because that could cause damage to the unit if it's running and that can't fully pull in air like it needs to. There's some potential damage there. So you just want to make sure that's clear and that there's never anything obstructing that. So this unit is doing everything it can to make sure that your air is as clean and dry as possible before it goes into your tank. The unit itself does have a blow-off valve here. This one is set to 300 bar. They are also available in 310 bar, and basically what that does is it's just there for a fail-safe. If you're filling tanks and you get sidetracked, you're filling tanks and someone starts talking to you and for some reason you forget about it, if it gets past where you need it to go, so basically ours is set to 300, so if I were talking and not paying attention, it hit 300, it's just gonna start to blow off right there. It's not gonna allow pressure to get into the line that can be destructive. It's not gonna allow your tank to build up so much pressure that it damages parts or creates leaks. So that's a nice fail-safe that the Daystate compressor offers. It goes a long way for keeping your unit safe, and it doesn't cause any damage to the unit. So great feature by Daystate, and just all around great compressor. So each Daystate compressor does come with a standard DIN fitting on the hose. This is very common in scuba tanks. Most of your scuba tanks do have DIN style fittings, so that is very standard, works well with any of the Omega line. If you need it to be a Foster fitting to fill your Omega Mini, you can retrofit it with a female DIN fitting on one side, coming out to a female quick connect on the other. So it's very usable with any of the Omega line, and it does so very quickly. The Daystate high pressure compressor is a 220 volt unit. We've retrofitted ours here with a nice little plug that matches our 220 socket we have. You can retrofit these to work with any of your major appliances, so where your stove's plugged in, where your dryer's plugged in. You could talk to an electrician, or if you're electrically talented, you can do it yourself. But basically, you just have to utilize one of these to fit with one of those outlets you already have. This unit is the 220 volt electric model. Daystate does offer a gas powered option, which would kind of be the ultimate portable option. It would allow you to take it really wherever you went. As long as you had gas, you could fire it up and fill people's tanks for them. The unit itself weighs about 90 pounds, so it's easily transportable. You can get one person on each side and move it very simply. So as long as you have a 220 electrical outlet, you have high pressure air wherever you go. Beautifully convenient. Another one of the great features, in my opinion, on this one is right here, on, off. It's as simple as that. When you're plugged into an outlet and your tank is connected, you're ready to start rolling, you just hit the green switch to turn it on. When your gauge up top is where you need it to be and you're ready to shut it off, red button turns it off. It's as simple as that. You know, remember to bleed the unit, and that's basically the only steps you have. On, off, bleed. It's as simple as that, but it works like a dream. Now we're gonna see how long it takes to charge an Omega 75 cubic foot cylinder from 200 bar to 300 bar. So we got a tank right over here. Now this tank does require a Foster fitting. So, as we mentioned earlier, we have a nice microline hose here that we've retrofitted with a female DIN fitting on this side. So we're just gonna go ahead and plug the compressor line, thread that into the female fitting right there until it bottoms out. Now it's nice and snug. Now on the end of this line, I have the female Foster. So basically I'll just snap that female Foster in, and we're ready to start filling. We're gonna grab the timer, we're gonna plug the power in, and then we're gonna test how long it takes to fill this bad boy up. All right, so basically we have it connected to our Daystate compressor here. We're gonna open the valve here. It's gonna sound like air's hissing out, but it's just basically equalizing the pressure in the tank with the pressure in the line. So you saw the gauge jump just about to 3,000 PSI. So now that everything's connected, the line is pressurized, it's just basically ready to be started. So the Daystate compressor is a work of art. It hums when it runs. So we're gonna go ahead and start it here, let you hear that, and let you see how quickly it fills one of these tanks. These are perfect for topping off tanks, be it at an airgun club, be it in a shooting kind of community, any kind of group that has multiple air tanks they need to fill. Something like this will do it very efficiently, allow you to do multiple tanks within a sitting. It's just perfect for any kind of gun club or anybody doing any kind of competitive shooting where pre-charged air is involved, which is a lot in air guns. During our timing, it took it roughly 5.5 minutes to go from 200 bar to just under 300 bar, which is great. Around 5 minutes to get your tank topped off. And a tank like this on an air gun will give you, gosh, a Marauder 30 plus refills per charge. So you're talking about a unit that in just 5.5 minutes can give you 20 to 30 fills on a gun. It's awesome, you know, once again, for gun clubs, any kind of shop that's wanting to have their own air supply, people who just want air as fast as possible, this unit is one of the best on the market. So now that it's compressed, basically what we have to do, first thing is close the tank valve because the air's already in there. We don't want to let it get out. So right now it's closed, the tank is pressurized, and the line is pressurized. So what we need to do on the compressor is drain the pressure that's in this line so it's safe to remove the microline hose. This certain unit does have 2 bleeds. I got my nice handy blue shop towel here just in case there's any moisture that comes out, which there was. We'll burn that one, and then we'll come over here and drain it. And as I'm doing this, you can see the pressure up top is releasing. And as it dies out here, make sure we wipe up all that moisture. If you have to run the compressor for more than 10 minutes, it does recommend bleeding this every 10 to 15 minutes of runtime, just so no pressure can actually fill this up, get through and into your tank. You want to keep it as dry as possible, so just every 15 minutes or so of runtime, just come over here, open that up. Blue shop towel goes a long way because you can see it comes out pretty fast since it's under pressure, and that helps pick up some of the moisture. So for at-home use, you can top off your 75 cubic foot tanks from 200 bar to 300 bar in just about 5.5 minutes. So it's great for quick fills. It's great for filling multiple tanks in one setting just because you can basically line them up. 5 to 6 minutes per tank, you're topped off and ready to go. Anybody who needs high pressure for air guns, this is a great unit. It does it quickly, and you won't constantly be going down to the dive shop to get your tanks filled. Today we took a look at the Daystate 4500 high pressure compressor. We highlighted some of the features this has to offer, like the nice big fan up front, the bleeders here on the side to help prevent moisture from getting in the system, the DIN style fitting. Just everything about this unit screams quality, and that's what it is. It is a high quality unit that is built very well. Daystate's one of the premier manufacturers in the world, and they hit a home run here. This unit is absolutely solid. It's great for clubs, for shooting sports, for competitions, anywhere where you need a lot of air. This would be the ticket. Thanks again for joining us today. We hope that you join our email list to stay up to date with sales and promotions, as well as check us out on Facebook to stay current with all things Air Guns of Arizona. Be sure to keep an eye out for our next video.